WRX. I'm here with Rickie Fowler. Rickie, nice to meet you.
How's it going?
Doing pretty good. We're going to do a little bit of what's in the bag. We're at the Cobra launch event for the new F9 Super Speed, or Speedback, excuse me. Okay, let's talk about the driver first.
Super Speed, but we'll go with Speedback.
Speedback. Let's talk about the driver first. What are your thoughts on it? What are the spec, the shaft, all that stuff?
So I just put this shaft in yesterday, IZ7, graphite design. The head, we stay with composite crown, CNC milled face.
Right.
A little bit more aerodynamics involved from last year's F8. So ultimately trying to make the club head faster. The faces have been maxed out for a while.
Right.
You know, we're not making the faces any faster, but having the CNC milled face, being able to control the thickness instead of hand buffing, you know, machines do it better. And then you're seeing a little bit more of the aerodynamics coming in, raising the crown up in the back. To me, when I first saw this, it kind of reminded me of a little bit of like the brake light on an F1 car.
Okay.
But I like the soft edges, great shape to the crown here, but the soft edges kind of roll off, a little softer edge into the face. Just has a great look when you look down at it. So right now this is potentially the gamer.
Okay. And
I'm hoping it's working.
You're at 43.5, you're an inch and a half
yeah,
standard.
Shorty.
Okay.
I'm a short guy.
And that's just to help you stay in your posture?
Yeah, for me, I mean, I play the irons a half inch short. All my woods are short. And for me, I felt like it was easier to get the club back out in front of me.
Okay.
I do play typically from a little bit of a laid off position. That's who I am. I've definitely worked on getting it away from being too laid off, but still being in a place that I'm comfortable. So I'm always going to be somewhat from a laid off-ish position, but making sure it doesn't get too laid off. So playing a little shorter, yes, helps me stay in my posture. I am a shorter guy. I mean,
so am I.
I think I'm listed at 5'9". We'll leave it at that with spikes on. And no, they fit me. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
Get your clubs to fit you. Don't try and, you know,
Fit
swing
into a club.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, make your clubs work for you.
Okay, so then you're into the new 3 wood, it looks like.
Yep. Actually, this is the shaft I was playing in the F8 Plus. So threw that straight on the F9, hit it yesterday, and
now it's in the bag.
Seems good.
Now with the 3 wood, are you more of a, you know, because obviously there's a trend on tour, guys are hitting their 3 woods 300 yards. Is it still a positional club for you? Or
yeah, I'm a numbers guy. Like I like to know that this is going to pitch into a par 5 at 265 consistently, and I know I can stop it. But at the same time, I will hit it off the tee a bit.
Okay.
But I don't want it to be, you know, something that's going close to driver distance. You know, I want this to be something I have control over. Yeah, there's guys that are hitting it long out there, and they're hitting it 300 off the tee, but they're also hitting it 300 into a par 5 and stopping it. So, you know, there's different ways. I'm not one of the long guys out there. I hit it long enough.
Sure.
I'm trying to wear it out on, you know, hitting the right number and hitting it straighter. So this has been great. On the F9, on the 3 wood, they added the CNC milled face.
Yeah.
It's in the few aerodynamic things, and then it's black on black. So I thought it looks cleaner to me than the F8. So I'm excited about it.
And then you're in your old 5 wood, where I guess there's a couple seasons into this one.
This is, well, we don't have the 5 woods in yet. Of the F9, so we're working on that. But I've loved the 5 wood. A plus, play the one before it, having the baffler, the rails back in. The ones on the 3 wood are a bit smaller, but still coming to play. But in the 5 wood, a little bigger. It's nice. It acts like a little bit of a bounce on a wedge in a way.
Sure.
I can go ahead and go down and swing at this, and if I'm in a bad lie or a little bit of a divot, you can swing down and try and get after the ball. This will help kind of plane out the club. Also, these work great as almost like a little rudder, whether it's through the rough, first cut, even in the fairway. You can still hit it offline. I hit it offline. Not perfect, but these do help, and it is a nice addition. And this is the 5 wood I love. It's like I said, I play these all short. With the 5 wood being short for me, it feels more like an iron in my hand, and I can hit more shots with it, control the flight. Yeah, there's front shots, high shots, cut, draw. It's definitely fun when we get the right number for 5 wood.
Cool. Okay, and then we're gonna transition into irons. I know I heard you offline a little bit. You're messing around with this one right now.
Yeah, this would be the F9. Messing with the 4-iron. potentially hitting a driving iron or a long iron off the
Chambers
tee.
Bay or somewhere in Scottish.
Somewhere like that, yeah. And went to threw a graphite shaft in here, tested it yesterday, added a little bit more speed off the face with the graphite shaft, but it's already fast as it is. I mean, my 4-iron I typically fly 215, 220. This is flying 240, 245. So it's not your standard 4-iron.
Right.
It's really fast off the face. They've done a great job with moving the weighting around with the tungsten weights. A lot more towards the toe to help bring the weighting and the sweet spot towards the center, and pushing it lower to bring the CG lower on the face. Help get the ball in the air. But what's nice, it gets the ball in the air and it's not spinning too much. Sure. For a long iron, it's not going to float. It's just staying on a good flight.
Okay, so irons, it looks like, obviously this is a version of the set you've played for a while. I think this is the new version of the current version, right?
Yes.
So what is it about these blades? Because obviously your thumbprints are all over these things. Specifically when you're going into an iron, what are you looking for? What does your eye need to see? A thin top line, longer blade, what do you need to see?
Yeah, I mean the blades, that's what I've played, being with Cobra. And CT for 125S Plus. I played those the last few years, but for the blades, I mean, obviously you want to look down and have them look good. There's a hairline of offset, which it basically looks like they're straight on. Sure. Once you go to 0 offset, they almost look like they have a little bit of onset. So they look flush when you look down. The black almost makes them look a little smaller. I like the look of it.
I was going to ask you about the black. Do you prefer the black against the wall?
I do.
Okay.
Although early in the morning they're hard to see. Sometimes we're warming up in the lights and I can't really see the head, but luckily we play when it's daylight out.
Okay.
No, great look to them, and I think that's the first start.
Right.
And they're blades. You're not looking for a whole lot, but over the last few years doing testing, I've been putting tungsten weight in the middle, basically in your hitting area.
Is that to adjust the CG a little bit? Or
well, it helps with the CG. Ultimately, we did it to weight the heads up because I was playing them short.
Okay.
But adding more mass behind the hitting area made it, kind of gave it a little bit more of the heavy, solid feel to that center hit,
okay.
More so than it would be other times without it there. So a little more forgiveness, but more so just that great feel of when you're hitting a blade. So that's, at the end of the day, you're not necessarily looking for forgiveness when you are playing a blade. You play a blade, and have the satisfaction of hitting the shot off the blade.
Right, feeling good at hitting your numbers.
Yep.
Okay, so now we're going to get into the wedges. Obviously, Cobra's famous for this particular grind. You've been with Cobra for a long time. Talk to me about your relationships with these wedges. How often are you switching them out? And what kind of special grind are you doing, especially with a lob wedge?
Yeah, so I mean, 52, 56 really don't change at all. This is the same grind and bounce I've played the past few years. Little thinner sole on the 52. I'm not really ever hitting shots out of the bunker with it. Every once in a while for a little longer bunker shot, but that's pretty standard. The 56, you'll see, has a little wider sole.
Right.
My 60, it's a wide sole, but the effective bounce is pretty thin.
Okay.
So for me, these two are my options in the bunker. When I get to softer sand, I go to 56 for the wider sole, so there's more effective bounce. The 60, I like being able to lay it open, hit different shots around the greens, but have that effective bounce for normal bunker play. But when they get soft, I'll go here. So I feel like I've got a really versatile setup, and I don't really switch at all through the year as far as grind and design. 52, 56, I might go through 2 in the year.
Okay.
As my 60, I'll play them, through the busy part of the season, 2 months, maybe 3 months at the most.
Okay.
I'll switch out to a new one.
Cool. And I just have one more question. So I'm going to just take a look at your putter really quick, since we get a lot of this on the forum. Obviously, you've had this for a while. Scotty Cameron, not a Cobra product, but talk to me a little bit. The rumor is that this was a Tiger backup putter or something that was made for him that you actually put your thumbprint on it. Is that
Yeah,
true,
so they just had, they were blanks, so I got to make it my own in a way.
Okay.
So I actually have 3 of the late 90s Tri-Sol Newport 2.
Okay.
This was my backup. I actually went to this head over the weekend at the US Open this year.
Okay.
Just was struggling with looking down at my other one, wasn't making much, so felt like it was time for just a little bit of change. I was playing the previous one for 5 years.
Right.
I don't change putters a whole lot. So this one is a slight bit more rounded, which when they take a raw GSS head, it's very sharp edges, very square, and they basically grind it down to the finished product of what you want and then sandblast it.
Right.
And so my other two, my gamer and my backup for that, were a little bit more square, and when they did this one, it came out a little bit more rounded, but I was like, well, it could be a good different look at some point.
Sure.
And so yeah, we had it in for a few months, and I have some great backups just in case. And now luckily I was able to sneak it out of Tiger stock.
Hey, right on. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Have a great season.
Thank you.
Rickie Fowler. Thanks, guys.